Did you know? In Game of Thrones, why did the Night King want to kill Bran? Because Bran created him. First in the show, we know that as the next three-eyed raven, Bran has an all-seeing perspective, able to see everything that has happened in the past and future. He directly traveled back to the timeline when the Children of the Forest transformed the Night King. But instead of explicitly stopping the act, he allowed the Night King to be born again. The Night King's goal was to erase all memories of the entire continent, so he naturally clashed with Bran, who holds all human memories. Additionally, Bran and the Children of the Forest represent the fire attribute, while the Night King embodies the ice attribute, two forces that cannot coexist and must constantly oppose each other. Second, when Bran time traveled in the show, the Night King discovered him and grabbed his wrist. This made the Night King realize that Bran would stop at nothing to rewrite history. To ensure his subsequent plans, the Night King had to kill Bran to prevent him from traveling back again. Finally, in the struggle between humans and White Walkers, Bran held the greatest advantage. He could manipulate everything. In the show, he controlled ravens to scout the movements of the White Walker army, providing humans with critical military intelligence. Therefore, to keep his plans hidden, the Night King had to eliminate Bran first to launch a smooth invasion. In the end, however, the Night King was defeated by Bran's abilities, for Bran had already seen all future changes clearly. What do you think? You know why Drogon carried away Daenerys Targaryen's body? Actually, it's because Drogon is extremely intelligent. It is fully capable of resurrecting Daenerys. In Season 8, we all witnessed that Daenerys was killed by Jon Snow. Drogon then burned the Iron Throne and carried Daenerys away. In fact, it took her to a place where she could be resurrected. This wasn't the first time Drogon had taken Daenerys away. Do you all remember that in the fighting arena, after Drogon came to her rescue, it took her to the territory of the Dothraki people, which was also the place where Drogon grew up. And if you think about it carefully, after the Battle of the Dead, the Dothraki people suddenly disappeared without a trace. So perhaps they returned to the continent of Essos together with Daenerys' body and found a place where they could resurrect Mother of Dragons. Secondly, Daenerys was once reborn from the flames, which also confirms the Targaryen family's words, fire and blood. This might be an indication that the Targaryen family also possesses blood magic, and Daenerys could be reborn again through Drogon's dragonfire. Finally, during the period when Daenerys ruled Meereen, there was a Red Priestess from Asshai named Kinvara who swore her allegiance to Daenerys. Moreover, Red Priestesses can use the power of the Lord of Light to resurrect the dead, just like how Melisandre resurrected Jon Snow. So it is entirely possible for Daenerys to be resurrected, and Drogon also understood the power struggles, so it took Daenerys to a peaceful place. If George R.R. Martin is still writing, I'm sure he wouldn't let Daenerys die.
What if Bran Stark isn't the hero, but the mastermind behind everything? Let's talk about the most dangerous man in Westeros. Bran became the three-eyed raven, right? He sees everything, past, present, future. But what if he didn't just observe history? What if he rewrote it? He knew how every key player would act and said nothing. He handed Arya the dagger that killed the Night King at the perfect time. He pushed Jon's parentage reveal, causing Daenerys' downfall. And when offered the crown, why do you think I came all this way? Bran manipulated the entire Game of Thrones, letting chaos unfold, removing rivals, and taking the throne without ever fighting a single war. He's not the wisest king. He's the most calculated villain in Westeros history. Was Bran the true puppet master of the Seven Kingdoms? Comment your take below, smash that like, and follow Theory Tornado